If you're looking to get started with N-scale trains, I think Kato is far and away the easiest way to go. Not only are their products high quality, but they make it really easy with their Unitrack system to expand whatever layout you have, from a train set all the way to a very complex layout. Today, we're going to take a look at this Amtrak starter train set, along with 3 of their track packs. We have a mainline passing siding track. We have an inner oval track so we can run 2 trains at one time. And we have a rail yard switching pack to add some additional operations. So let's get this all unboxed, set up, and take a look at these sets. Isn't sponsored by Kato. I didn't get any of these products for free. These are things that I bought, and I just really like all their products, and so that's why I'm doing this video. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this Amtrak starter set first. We'll get that set up, and then I'll go through these track packs. Now, the great thing about the Kato track packs, as you can see here on the back, is that they show you different layout plans you can do using these track packs. And so a lot of times if you're starting out, you have your initial loop of track that you get with a train set, and then you're trying to figure out how to create different layouts and different track configurations and what parts you need to make everything work. And that can be kind of hard to do with sectional track because you need to have very specific pieces for everything to connect correctly. So what Kato does is they make all these different track sets, and there's actually more than what you see on here. They have a pretty large lineup. But basically you can take the track set and they have the exact pieces you need to expand your plan into one of these that are shown here. And there's more on the website as well. If you go to katousa.com, you can find a lot of additional products there and combinations of sets and whatnot and how you can build things. So it makes it really easy because you don't have to know and fuss with trying to figure out exactly what parts you need. You just find a configuration that you want to do, and then you buy the track packs you need. So in this case, here's M1 plus V4, M1 plus V1 plus V3, and you get this layout here. So you know exactly what to buy. It makes it super simple. You can just pick up the sets that you want, and everything that you need is included. So it's really, really convenient and easy to use. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, so this is the Kato Amtrak ALC 42 Charger and Super Liner set. It's a relatively small package, nice handle. And on the back here, the cool thing is they do give you some various track plans that you can create if you buy some of their various expansion sets. And there's actually only 6 shown here, but they have way more than that. All kinds of varieties of track packs. They just can't fit all of them on this smaller box. But if you go to the Kato USA webpage, you can see the wide range of track packs that they have available. Anyway, let's get this unboxed. So one thing they always do here with these containers is they have a drawer on them. And it's just a cardboard drawer, but besides giving you the instructions and a re-railer here, the nice thing is that if you buy additional track pieces, additional locomotives, rolling stock for your setup here, you can just store them in this little tray and then keep everything in one box. So instead of making the box a little bit smaller, they've given you the option to use some of this space here for storage. And so I'll take this plastic lid off. So this is one of the passenger cars you get. So you can see you can put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can get like 8 more passenger cars, or a mix of cars and locomotives, or a mix of cars, locomotives, and extra track pieces. You can see here, if you get more straight pieces, you have plenty of room to fit quite a few of those in there as well. So I do always appreciate that extra storage space. If you're just starting out and you're collecting additional things, you have a way to keep everything in one compact place. Now, what you get with this set, of course, is the locomotive, the 3 passenger cars. You get a selection of straight and curved track. You have some smaller track pieces here, a re-railer track piece. You get your control pack here and your AC adapter. So now I'll go ahead and get everything unpacked and set up here on the table. This is 12 and 3/8 inch radius curves, I believe. So wide enough for most types of equipment to run just fine on. For these long sections, and so you can make a longer oval or make something that's a little bit more square shaped if you put some of the straights on all four sides. And then you also get some of these, you get two of these shorter pieces, then two of these even smaller pieces, and one of them has a receptacle for your power cord. Power line just slides in there, and there's a little space on the side. Go ahead and put that on this side here. Okay. Have one on that side and one over here. And the way Kato Unitrack is connected, you just slide them together on a flat surface and they fit together just like that. And then when you want to take the track apart, don't bend up and down, just have it flat and pull apart like that and they come right apart. So you want to wiggle them horizontally and never vertically, otherwise you'll cause damage to your rail joiner. And so with this set, you just need 4 curved pieces on each side. And you connect your power cord into your controller here. This is the AC power there. And so this gives you a oval of track that is about 53 by 27 inches from the outside to the outside all the way around. And all of these come packaged in these nice jewel cases. Then just slide the cars together to connect them. Turn the power on here. That's about 40% speed, 50%, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100%. Now, if you do have a train set up like this and you want to make it somewhat quasi-permanent, basically so it's not going to slide around, but yet you can still get the track off and remove it later on. Now, there's a couple things you could do here for the track. On the back of the Unitrack, there are some little hole areas. If you take a small drill, you can drill out through the other side of the track and then use very small nails to attach it to a table like this. Another thing you might consider are using some glue dots. I have both permanent and removable ones. So I'll get some of these removable ones out. And so what you can do is where your rail joint areas are, you can apply some of the glue dots. I'll take it apart in sections. Press them on and then pull off the backing. I'll just press that here and place on the table. So that keeps it from moving very much. Of course, you don't have to do every single section, depending on how well you want it attached and maybe for how long. And so one of these boxes of glue dots, you get like 600. And so you could put your layout together, take it apart multiple times. You can move it, but it stays stuck. So if you are looking for something to kind of be somewhat permanent, but yet where you can still take everything off, using some of those glue dots can be a great option. And you want to remove it, you can still pretty easily pull it back up, and you can grab these glue dots and remove them from whatever track you attach them to. Okay, now that we have this basic loop, let's go ahead and expand it with the mainline passing siding set. Get that opened up here. Now you notice you get these switch controllers, and so what you do is these connect to each other, they snap together, and they also snap onto the side of your controller. So you can remotely operate all your turnouts using these levers, which is super convenient. And you'll notice you get quite a bit of track in here. And so you can tell right off the bat that if you put these turnouts here, you have a lot of extra track. For now, I'm going to go ahead and put these power connectors here and here. one power track and one the matching length track. There's two ways to do this. You can obviously have the passing track be on the inside or the outside. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the outside only because I am going to be doing an inner loop on the inside with one of the other track packs. I'm putting one of the short pieces of track here before the turnout, so that'll make this less of an S-curve. Curving this way to curving that way right away, you could have some derailment problems. So that will hopefully help in that regard. Let's put some of the track there. These curved pieces are going to go on either turnout here, and then it's just going to be a matter of getting enough track in here for this to work. Now, I'm going to be limited, obviously, with the size of my table. I can't expand it beyond the table size. Actually, this isn't going to work here. Power connecting track here, so I can use that little one there. And then this will all go together correctly. And I can use a short piece here. And then I think I need two short pieces over here on this side to get everything to balance out. I have some extra track, but I can't use it because I just can't physically expand the layout any farther, or we're going to go off the edge of the table. So the last thing to do is plug in the turnout control wires. I'm going to put the left one here on the left one and the right one on the right one, which, you know, is going to make sense. You can buy extension cables for the controller wires and everything, but I don't have any handy at the moment. I'm going to put another locomotive on here to kind of show you how all this works. So if you throw them both together, they'll basically switch at the same time from this passing track to the mainline track. So it's on the passing track right now. And so if I go forward here on the controller and start the speed up, this one will travel, but this one will not. Because these turnouts are power routing, they will only send power to the track based on the direction they're going. And because there's only one power lead on the outside of the loop, power will only go to this track if I throw the turnout to be aligned to this track here. So if you buy the passing siding set and you have your basic controller set up, you can have two trains on the layout at one time. And so this way I can park this train on this track, throw the turnouts, and then run the other train here. And this one won't go. So having a siding like this is a really nice way to allow you to have two trains on your layout with only one controller controlling everything. So now maybe you want to have a second loop of track so you can have two trains run at the same time. So the inner oval set will fit on the inside of the loop you get with a train set or the M1 track pack. They also make one that fits around the outside. And so you can use either one depending on your space. So the track you get here is basically identical to what you get with a train set. It's just that the radius of this curve is a little bit smaller, so it will fit on the inside. Let's see how that will nest right there on the inside of the other track loop. So this oval is a lot smaller than the oval we have now, but if you had a train set, this would fit perfectly on the inside. But because we bought the passing siding set, we have a longer oval of track. So we can use now these extra pieces of track to make this inner oval a little bit bigger. And maybe I'll just keep it offset to one side. I can't figure out where the extra power wire went, so I have one of these Kato terminal rail joiners. So how this works, you use the included tool to pop off a rail joiner, and then you stick on the powered ones. So very easy to do. Connect this here. You do have to run it underneath here. Now you do need a separate controller for the extra loop, and so I'm using this battery-powered Roku fan one, and that one will accept the Kato connectors as well. So now I can have that train running on that loop. I have this train running on this loop once it's back on the track. Run this train. and go back to the other train. So now the third set is the rail yard switching track set. So you do get a lot of track in this set. You get 3 turnouts, 3 bumper tracks, and 3 turnout controllers. One thing you can do with this is create another passing siding. So what I can do here is put some of these back to back. Now, obviously, this is designed to be a yard and not a passing siding with an extra track. And so that's why you have all these bumper tracks. And so I'll show you how you can do that. After I kind of show this possibility here, we can set it up as a yard as well. So anyway, yeah, so with this setup, you can only have 2 trains on here, one on this track, and then one everywhere else. So the passing siding and this track here are always going to be powered the same. So you could have a train stopped here and have this one going, but you can't have one stopped here and have this one go. And so now this one will take the siding here and bypass this locomotive here. And put it back on its track over here. Isolate that, put these ones back to main, and then this locomotive goes again. So if you have just basic DC controllers, the fact that these turnouts are power routing does give you the option to have multiple trains on the track at the same time. Now, that can also be a problem because if this turnout doesn't send power to here, this track will never work. And so if you're running DCC or you don't care about multiple trains, you want to attach wires to each of these tracks so there's always power going to them, so you're not dependent on the turnout supplying the power, because this could eventually fail. And it could just be dirty to where it doesn't send power through properly or whatever else. And so having a power supply to every single track is a good way to go, and what you want to do for DCC operations. With a DCC controller, you can have as many trains as you want on the same track. They're all controlled independently with decoders in the train itself, and so it makes it an easy way to control a lot of trains. But those types of controllers and locomotives are somewhat more expensive. Now anyway, let me show you this here in a yard configuration. And so now with this setup, only one of these will go at a time, depending on which way I have these turnouts thrown. So right now, only this one will go. If I stop it and I throw the turnout that way, then this one will go. Back it up. And then I align the turnouts to this track here, and then this one will go. And you can just keep adding turnouts. So if you have a lot of locomotives and you want them all to be displayed on your layout, you could just keep adding turnouts and just have a whole array of trains set up. And then just depending on the way you have the turnouts thrown, you can have only one of those trains go around your loop of track. So it can be a nice way to run different trains very easily without having to set them up and put them away each time you want to run them. So anyway, these Kato sets are really nice. As you can see, you get a lot of different combinations you can create with these track sets. So anyway, that's a look at this Kato Amtrak passenger train set, as well as 3 of these expansion packs. Again, the back of their packaging shows you different combinations of sets to produce different types of train layouts. And so it's really, really handy. It's really easy to expand. Other track systems don't have nearly as many pieces, and so you can do a whole lot with the Kato track system, and so I do like it a lot. It's not as realistic as other track systems. Obviously, if you do like Pico or Atlas turnouts and flex track, you're going to have a more realistic looking track, but it's super reliable and super durable. This track can really take a lot of abuse, and the track lasts a long time in terms of taking it apart and reassembling it many times. So it's a great track system. I really like it. And if you're starting out in N-scale, it's a great way to go. And these track packs make it really easy to start out with a train set and then expand into a larger and more elaborate layout with time. Anyway, that's a look at the Kato Amtrak passenger train set along with a few of their expansion packs. So anyway, that's all for now, and thanks for watching. Bye.